Hello, welcome. So I realized I never shot an intro for this video, so this is what we're making. Let's get into it. Before we get into it too much, I do want to mention that I have videos linked down below of how to do the stitches that we will be doing. So if you need extra help or need to learn how to do that, just click in the link down below. Starting off, you're just going to chain 25. For you, this number could be different depending on how long or short you want the corset to be. I did measure on myself how long I wanted it to be just to see if the length was right. So for me, 25 was a good length. However, I will say after I decided I probably should have done it a little bit longer. So make this however you want. So now that we have the chain done, we're gonna decide where we wanna put the holes for the lace-up part of the back of the corset. You can put them anywhere that you want, but I do suggest at least putting one at the very top and one at the very bottom. So that way when it pulls, it doesn't curl at the top or bottom to just keep it more flat on your body. So the way that I did it is I just started from the top and then counted down 4, and then after 4, put a stitch marker to mark where an opening is gonna be. So then I'd count 4, stitch marker, 4, stitch marker, until I got to the end. Basically for round 2, every time that you encounter a stitch marker that we encountered in the last round, you're going to chain 1 and skip the stitch that has the marker on it. That way it creates like a little hole. There's a spot to put the back string in. So for round 3 to 18, I just did half double crochets all the way through. No increase, no decrease, because this part is just really like the side of your corset, so you want to keep it like the same length. So as you can see, I did try to measure it on myself just to see that it was like the right length so far, because I am just kind of eyeballing this for the most part. Even though it looks like a little weird on, I decided to use a very stretchy tank top for my measurement because the corset is going to stretch a little bit once you put it on. So I laid out my tank top and folded it in half just so I can get like a middle line to measure things up pretty well. So I put the corset with like a little bit room from the middle line around the tank top and wrapped it around. Since the next step is going to be rising up at the bust area a little bit for a more dramatic effect, I wanted to make sure that I lined up with where that would be on the tank top. And looking at my tank top, I think it hit the perfect spot. It's a little bit more than where the armpit was, so that's like where it's gonna start going up. For round 19, I started at where the top of the corset is going to be for me, and I did an increase right there because we're going to start increasing, like I said, at the bust area, followed by just normal half double crochets all the way down. By the way, I do just want to mention that an easy way to keep track of where the top and the bottom of your corset is going to be is on the end. I have my stitch markers still there from when we placed the holes. So for me, I have the blue one is the top of the corset and the orange one at the bottom is the bottom of the corset. So for round 20, we're gonna keep increasing at the top and we're gonna start increasing at the bottom as well. So I did 1 increase followed by 26 half double crochets, ending with another increase. For round 21 and 22, it's basically going to be the same thing. So it increase at the beginning of your row and an increase at the end of your row, filled with just half double crochet stitches in the middle. So your project should start to look like this, with little, almost like ramps, I guess, coming out on each side. For rows 23 through 26, you're gonna keep increasing at the bottom side of your corset. We're just gonna leave the top alone for these 4 rounds. So this is what my corset is looking like so far. The top part, it has almost like a sloped curve at the top, and the bottom we're just increasing, creating that ramp. For rounds 27 and 28, we're going to start decreasing at the top while still increasing at the bottom. And then for rounds 29 and 30, we're gonna stop increasing at the bottom and we're gonna keep decreasing for 2 rounds at the top. For rounds 31 to 39, it's just plain half double crochets all the way through, no increases or decreases because this is like the middle of the corset. I did at round 35, which is my halfway point, kind of just measure it on myself to make sure that it fit how I wanted. It's important to remember that this is going to stretch a little bit. It might not look like it will fit exactly, it will stretch quite a bit. So just keep that in mind. And I also measured it on the tank top again just to see that it was all lining up well. For rounds 40 and 41, we're gonna start the increase of the second boob arch, the second arch for the strap, you could say, and we're not gonna do anything to the bottom just yet. So for rounds 42 and 43, we're going to start decreasing at the bottom while still increasing at the top. For rounds 44 to 47, we're going to keep decreasing at the bottom while doing nothing at the top. For round 48 to 49, you're going to decrease at the bottom and at the top. So for round 50, I'm just gonna be honest, I think I might have messed up stitches somewhere or did something kind of crazy, because if you're following along, you're gonna realize that round 50 and 51 should have decreases for the top and then like one decrease for the bottom. But I decided to do the decrease just at the top, just so that I can keep 26 stitches all the way through for the sides, because that's how many stitches I did on the other side. So I wanted it to look even. But at the end of the day, it actually looks cohesive. You can't really tell that that mistake was there, so I think it's okay. So that means for round 51 to 68, you're just gonna do half double crochets back and forth. Now to get the holes from the other side to match this side, I just folded the corset in half and put stitch markers in the same exact place as where the other ones were. So for the last round, which is also round 69, which is just nice, we're going to do basically the same thing that we did in the beginning, where you just do half double crochets all the way through, but every time you encounter a stitch marker, you just do a chain one, skip the stitch with the stitch marker in it, and then continue on. To decide where we want the straps to go, I'm just doing it at like the little mountains at the top of the corset, and then I just flip it over to make sure that they're even on both sides. Jumping to the back string, that one's pretty easy. I just did a chain of 150, and that kind of covered the whole back area for me. If you need more, then do more. If you need less, do less. It's not really like an exact science, it's just whatever you feel comfortable with. While doing the back string, I took this time to measure out how long I wanted the straps. So when I got to about 40 chains, I measured by attaching it to the corset to see if it would fit on the straps, which it did. So no, that's not the straps that I'm working on right now. I just used the back chain as a measurement so that I knew ahead of time what to do for the straps. So when you actually finish the back strap, I found it easy to lace the corset by putting one of the stitch markers on the end of the string to help it kind of like push through as I laced it. And then you just lace it like normal. for the straps, like I said, I measured it before, so I knew that I wanted it to be 40 chains long. So what I did is I just attached the yarn to where I wanted the back of the strap to be, and then chain 40 to where I wanted it to connect in the front. And you just do that twice, and then you're basically done. You just gotta weave in the ends and you're done. So this is the final top. I am actually obsessed with how it looks. I think this would definitely be super fun and cute for like the beach, like Hawaii, Miami, but it's also kind of casual for like everyday wear. I don't know, I'm kind of obsessed with it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and do not forget to subscribe to see maybe I add like a shrug or like a skirt for this. Let me know what you guys think. And if you stayed this long, thank you, and I will see you in the next one.